The one question looming on the global energy horizon right now: how China, and to a lesser extent India, are reacting to the upcoming embargo on Iranian oil? The answer is a big if. And if one is able to decipher it, future crude market trends would be easier to comprehend. As the fall embargo gets nearer, the ongoing trade war between Beijing and Washington is making the global crude puzzle still murkier. Reports are now pouring in that apparently in a tit-for-tat China has slowed down on imports of liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) from the United States. In 2017, China bought nearly 3.6 million tons of American LPG, making the United States the country's second-largest supplier of the fuel used in petrochemicals, as well as for cooking, transport and heating. Yet, over the course of 2018, Chinese imports from the U.S. have gone down, rather dramatically. Late in August, when China imposed a retaliatory additional 25% tariff on over 300 U.S. goods, including LPG, its imports came to a virtual standstill. Chinese buyers, led by the world's top tanker charterer Unipec, were reported to have stayed away from the U.S. markets, according to Peter Sand, the chief executive of BIMCO, a ship owners association. Consultancy IHS Markit estimates U.S. imports fell to barely 1 meter tons during the first 8 months of 2018, down from about 2.1 meters tons for the same period last year. Last year, the United States accounted for about 20% of China's total LPG imports, which are currently running at about $1 billion a month based on Thomson Reuters calculation. Sand told CNBC, China is now keeping its oil import data closer than ever before. Up until March, we had a good idea of where they were getting crude, and that has all stopped. Now China is only releasing their import volumes, not the sources of their imports. Now, this is interesting. After all, China also needs to plug gaps in its imports. And while conjecturing continues on the issue of Chinese crude imports from Iran, a vessel carrying 2 barrels of Iranian oil discharged its crude into a bonded storage tank at the port of Dalian in northeast China last week, Reuters reported, quoting Refinitiv Icon data and a shipping agent with knowledge of the matter. This was the first Iranian oil to discharge into bonded storage in nearly 4 years. In fact, as per the report, 3 other national Iranian tanker company (NITC) tankers were set to arrive in Dalian over the next week or two. China's Iranian oil buyers, including state-owned refiner Sinopec and state trader Zhuhai Zhenrong Corp., have shifted their cargoes to vessels owned by NITC since July to keep supplies flowing once the U.S. sanctions are reimposed. And signs are now emerging that India, world's third-largest oil importer and Iran's second-biggest oil customer, is also following suit and plans to continue buying oil from Iran despite U.S. reservations. India has reportedly placed orders with Iran for 9 barrels of oil for the month of November. The orders have been placed by Indian Oil Corp. (IOC) and Mangalore Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited (MRPL). With growing speculation that oil prices may hit the 3-digit mark, the Trump administration also seems to rethink its stand on no waivers. The administration officials have now been quoted as saying that they were considering waivers of sanctions to some of the major importers of Iranian oil. And despite continuous reports of Iranian crude exports drying up due to the U.S. sanctions, LNR. Wald, writing for Forbes, says, new data on Iranian oil shipments for the month of September reveal a picture of the Iranian oil industry that is still robust. Wald quotes a report released on October 7 by tankertrackers.com, based on data from Marine Traffic and Planet Labs, indicating that Iran has continued to export a considerable volume of oil to its major customers. India, he says, has requested a waiver from the U.S. to continue importing Iranian oil after the sanctions deadline, insisting it has significantly decreased imports of Iranian oil. The numbers, however, tell a different story, Wald insists. As per the Tanker Trackers report, India's imports of Iranian oil have remained virtually unchanged between August and September. The report asserts that despite U.S. pressure, India imported 14.97 meters barrels of Iranian oil in both August and September, as compared to 17.89 meters barrels in July. Wald hence underlines that despite reports India has not reduced crude imports from Iran. The battle is on. Published in Dawn, October 14, 2018.